Chosen one, if you stay until the end of this message, something inside you will shift. Not around you, within you. Because what you're about to hear is the sign you prayed for last night. You've been holding it together, while doors closed, while people you trusted turned cold. You kept asking heaven, why the silence? But what if the silence wasn't rejection? It was protection. In the next few minutes, I'll show you why this sacred stillness is the very thing unlocking your next blessing, and how, in just 48 hours, your energy begins to change. If this message already stirs something in your spirit, type 999 in the comments. That's your angel number for divine completion. And subscribe, because heaven isn't finished speaking to you yet. And if you're still here, it means your spirit recognized this message before your mind did. So now, let's go deeper. Let's talk about why heaven asked you to stop talking, and how that sacred silence is not punishment, but your preparation. The sacred silence. Why God is asking you to stop talking. Chosen one, if you heard that whisper telling you to be quiet, don't run from it, because in the next minute, you'll understand why that silence may be the very thing that saves your blessing. You found this message for a reason? Listen, this is for you. This is not coincidence. Heaven led you here. You've been tired lately, haven't you? Tired of explaining yourself. Tired of being misunderstood. You speak from a good heart, but people twist your words. You try to help, but somehow you end up feeling drained. There's been a whisper, small but steady, saying, "Be still." And maybe you thought that voice meant do nothing, but it doesn't. It means let heaven speak for you. Because silence isn't punishment, it's a protection. It's God pulling you out of the noise so He can prepare your next move. Stay, because silence is not what you think. So many people, especially strong ones, think silence means surrender. But the truth is, silence is strategy. Let me tell you about Linda, 45, an entrepreneur. She had a powerful idea, a wellness retreat that could change lives. Out of excitement, she shared it with a friend who offered to invest. A few months later, that same friend launched a similar project. Before Linda was ready, she was crushed. But in that heartbreak, she heard the whisper again, "Be still." This time, she didn't chase, didn't argue, didn't prove herself. She went quiet and worked. 6 months later, she launched her retreat, and it sold out in 2 days. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. Because every early word can open a door for delay. When you speak too soon, you give the enemy your blueprint. When you stay silent, you let God finish writing the plan. Wait until you hear the test that proves silence is promotion. Every word you speak carries energy. And when you talk too soon, you leak the very power meant to build your future. Think of Michael, 58, a former executive. He once told everyone online about a new partnership he was excited for. He shared the details, the timeline, everything. Within weeks, the deal fell apart. Later, he decided to keep quiet about his next project. He prayed. He planned in silence. And this time, the deal went through. He told me something I'll never forget. When I stopped talking, my blessings started walking. You don't owe everyone an explanation. You owe God your preparation. The ones who move quietly often move farther. Because power grows best in places no one's watching. There's a moment when silence will feel like punishment. Stay with me. There will come a season where silence feels heavy. You'll pray, and heaven seems quiet. You'll explain, and no one understands. That's when the real test begins. Let me tell you about Tom, 62, a teacher. He was falsely accused at work. His students believed rumors, and his colleagues kept their distance. He wanted to fight back, to clear his name. But something deep inside told him, stay silent. For 40 days, he said nothing. He just prayed. And on the 41st day, a parent came forward, publicly defending him. The truth came out. Months later, Tom was asked to lead a new community program. His reputation restored, stronger than ever. His silence didn't destroy him. It promoted him. Your silence is not the end. It's the proof that you're being upgraded. Close your eyes. Feel that weight lift. This quiet is not your punishment. It's your preparation. If that hit you, breathe and whisper, I will guard my words. Now, what if I told you that this silence, this sacred stillness, could become the door to your next breakthrough? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what happens after the silence and how it shifts everything around you. The portal of transformation. What happens if you keep the silence? Now, what if that silence you've been living in isn't a pause, but a portal? Because in the next 48 hours, if you stay quiet, things can shift. Here's exactly how and what to watch for. When you stop broadcasting, your frequency finally has space to recalibrate. This isn't superstition, it's alignment. Your spirit, your mind, your energy, they've been running on overload. Silence is heaven's way of tuning you back to your original signal. Let me tell you about Rosa, 37, a single mom. She'd been trying to rebuild her life after a rough divorce, working 2 jobs, constantly checking her phone, begging for signs that something good was coming. One night, she decided to stop scrolling, turn off her phone, and pray instead. She whispered just 3 words, I am ready. The next morning, she woke up to a message from an old coworker offering her a better job with flexible hours. That's how fast the shift can begin. So tonight, try this. 1. Prepare your space. Clear your desk. Dim the lights. Light 1 candle. 2. Prepare your mind. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, even small ones. 3. Prepare your spirit. Whisper before you sleep, I am ready to receive. Do these tonight, and then watch for small signs. It's not magic, it's movement. But right when you start aligning, distractions will rise. Texts, fights, doubts, even people from your past. Because every time you get close to breakthrough, the noise tries to drag you back. That's what happened to Karen. 2 days into her silence, she got a text from her ex-husband. After months of no contact, her heart wanted to reply, to reopen old wounds, to explain her silence. But something said, don't. She didn't answer, and 48 hours later, she signed her biggest client contract ever. Coincidence? No. Confirmation. The test always comes right before the release, and how you respond in silence determines the size of your blessing. So if you start seeing signs, even small ones, don't ignore them. That's heaven showing you it's working. When you go quiet, heaven starts sending blueprints in dreams. It's not fantasy, it's divine data. Your spirit finally has room to listen. That's how George, 60, received his answer. He had lost his job and was praying for direction. One night, he dreamt of a bridge, just a bridge, stretching over calm water. The next week, he got a call for an interview at a new company right across the bridge from his home. That's how specific divine alignment can be. If that happens to you, don't overthink it. Just write it down. Keep a small notebook by your bed. When you wake, write any symbols you remember, even if it's one word. Here's a simple guide: water, cleansing; bridge, transition; light, revelation. If you wake with a dream tonight, write it down and come back to share it in the comments. Your sign might be the confirmation someone else needs. Now, silence isn't only about words. It's also about how you respond when blessings come. Because when God opens a door, what you do next determines whether it stays open. I've seen this again and again. Someone receives an unexpected refund, a bonus, or a gift, and they rush to post it, spend it, or brag about it. And soon after, that flow stops. But others do it differently. They pause. They give quietly. They pay off a small debt. They thank God privately. And not long after, something bigger unfolds. Abundance calls for management, not mania. The same God who brought food to Elijah didn't need thunder or miracles. He used a raven. He can use a refund, a phone call, or an old friend to shift your entire season. So if something unexpected arrives this week, pause. Wait 24 hours before deciding. That pause is where wisdom speaks. Chosen one, you're not late. You're exactly on time. This season of silence has not been wasted. It's been working for you. Tonight, before you sleep, stand in front of the mirror and whisper, "I am ready for my shift." If this message spoke to you, type, "I receive it" in the comments. Subscribe for your spirit. Because when heaven speaks again, through this channel, you'll want to be here, ready to receive what was meant only for you. And join me in the 48-hour silence challenge. Stay off social media for 2 days. Keep a dream journal. Then come back and share one small sign you noticed, because your testimony might unlock someone else's breakthrough. May this silence guard your destiny until your season rises.